All my primer is now dried and fairly cured up. So I'm using the red Scotch-Brite pad here to go through and just kind of knock it down and do a general scuff right quick. It's good for getting these areas like right in here, get that corner real good. There's a lot of that on this car, so I'm just going to use this to do my initial scuff, and then I'll come back and clean everything off and do a little bit of 400 grit in some key areas. So I got everything scuffed down the way I want it. So I'm taking my rag and fairly clean rag and some soapy water, and I'm just wiping everything down right quick. What that does, it gets all the big heavy stuff off the car. I could use an air hose, but it's just going to blow all that dust all over the shop, all over the floor. Then I have to come back and try to sweep everything up. I'd rather not create more work. A lot of times I'll use a vacuum cleaner to suck up the big piles of dust. That way it's not getting everywhere. So I still have to wipe down the rest of the car. As you can see, what I've done is, actually as last year I started this paint job and just done a couple pieces, and then after it cured up, went on and enjoyed the car. That makes these projects a lot more bearable instead of just having it down for who knows how long. So here's kind of an overview of the garage that I'm in. It's a 24 by 24, pretty good sized little 2-car garage. The only big complaint I have is this goofy pole right in the middle. If that wasn't there, I could bring the Mustang over a little bit and get more room on that back side. So the new shop is going to be a little bigger. I plan on building a 30 by 50. That way I can do these projects a lot easier. I got the floor cleaned. I mopped it up. That way I got all the dust and stuff off. I have all my surfaces I'm going to paint wiped down with the soapy water right now. Also, since I have everything clean, I change out of my sanding clothes to get on to paint clothes. That way I don't have any dust that's going to come out and get in the paint job. So the next step is to wipe it down with my paint thinner, and then once that's done, go down with my super prep. Once that's dried up, and come back and hit with my tack cloth, and I'll be ready to paint. One of the things I want to mention is this super prep right here comes in a smaller can, so don't feel like you need, if you're going to replicate what I've done for your surface cleaner, that you have to get the more expensive gallon can. It's something like $30 a gallon. You can get this spray bottle right here that'll work just fine. I used it to do my Mustang dash, and it got it good and clean so that the sim paint would stick to the dash, which that's plastic. It's hard to get anything to stick to that. Also, I'm cutting my paint with the VMP naphtha. This is one of the things that Van Sickle recommends for their paint, and I've been doing about a 5-to-1 with their paint to get my coating. So I'm going to continue doing that. It sprays good out of my gun and it works. Okay, I'm pulling tape off the Mustang. I got it pretty much all in black now, black and silver, the paint scheme that I want. You can see that it's still tacky here. Once it full cures, hopefully it'll fade and look about the same. If not, I'll get to figure that out. So I've gone in and made it a lot more complicated. There's actually tape inserts on here, and where the Mustang is, you can get silver and red and blue and several things. I made it complicated because I wanted to use a metallic gray on there instead. So I've got it pulled off. There's a couple of areas I'm going to have to come back on. Looks like didn't get a good seal on my primer there. This car has been painted before, and then we come back and scuff and shot it in primer years ago to get it in one color. So that's kind of coming back a little bit there. A couple spots on it. Right there, that's when I pulled the tape off, the stuff that I put down come up. My stuff's bonding to the old primer, but the old primer wasn't bonding good to the underneath stuff, to 2 paint jobs before. So I'll walk around here. It's still a little dark. Oh, my stripes come out pretty good. My cowl is matching to that. So it's a little subtle metallic gray that I put on the car. Step back a little bit. So I've got that all the way down the side. Have it up and around the door window. Just little highlights of it. Yeah, with my paint still being tacky, I love that my neighbors think it's great to weed eat and mow and everything. So we'll see how much dirt I get in here. So given the tape issue and the paint coming off, probably noticed the Mustang has not been peeled off yet. So I'm saving that for last, just because I really hope it comes out good. For the most part, all the inset that I've done has come out good. I had one piece that didn't quite come out right, but thankfully it's one of these little side pieces that bolts on, so I can take that off and just redo that.